Today, we're diving into some of the funniest, most chaotic, and most iconic moments from, and honestly, this compilation perfectly shows why the show is still loved all over the world even after so many years. The video opens with classic Joey Tribbiani energy. Joey walks into a fancy restaurant expecting a full birthday celebration, but instead, he ends up sitting completely alone at a table meant for 6 people. Most people would feel embarrassed, but not Joey. The man turns loneliness into confidence within seconds. Then the restaurant staff suddenly starts singing "Happy Birthday" to him, and Joey immediately calls it the greatest birthday ever. That scene alone perfectly explains his character. Joey can somehow make even the saddest situation feel hilarious. And speaking of Joey, we later get one of the most legendary running jokes in the history of sitcoms. Joey doesn't share food. This entire scene is comedy perfection. Joey goes on a date with a girl, everything is going well, and then she commits the biggest mistake possible. She takes fries from his plate. To normal people, this is completely harmless, but to Joey, this is basically betrayal. The funniest part is how seriously he explains it afterward, like he's describing a criminal offense. According to Joey, it's not about fries, it's about respect. And honestly, the way he screams, "Joey doesn't share food," makes this one of the most unforgettable moments in the entire show. At the same time, the emotional drama between Ross and Rachel continues in the background. Their friends can clearly see they belong together, but Ross and Rachel keep avoiding their feelings and trying to date other people instead. Chandler and Joey become frustrated watching this happen, so they come up with a ridiculous plan. Set them up on horrible dates so they finally realize how perfect they are for each other. It's such a classic Friends storyline because it mixes comedy with real emotional tension. Everybody watching already knows Ross and Rachel still love each other, but the characters themselves keep making things complicated. Then we move into one of the greatest Thanksgiving episodes ever made. Monica decides to cook a massive Thanksgiving dinner for everyone. And as usual, she wants everything to be absolutely perfect. But the moment the group leaves the apartment to watch the giant underdog balloon flying around New York City, disaster begins. They accidentally lock themselves out of the apartment while Monica's entire dinner is still cooking inside. What follows is pure chaos. The turkey burns. The potatoes are ruined. Everyone starts screaming about who had the keys. Monica completely loses control and starts shouting louder than anyone has ever shouted before. The funniest part is how everyone keeps arguing over tiny details while the apartment slowly fills with the smell of burned food. Monica's meltdown feels hilarious because it's actually relatable. She worked so hard trying to make the perfect Thanksgiving, and everything falls apart in seconds. But that's what makes Friends special. Even after all the chaos, the episode ends with the group sitting together, eating ruined food, making jokes, and realizing they're still happy just being together. That emotional balance between comedy and friendship is exactly why the show became legendary. Phoebe also completely steals several scenes throughout this compilation. Her personality is so random that you genuinely never know what she's about to say next. One minute, she's casually talking about her mother planning suicide while discussing saltwater taffy, and the next minute, she's excited about her Navy boyfriend returning from underwater after years. Phoebe's humor works because she delivers insane lines with complete seriousness, and the reactions from the rest of the group make it even funnier. Another underrated moment in this compilation is Joey taking a cooking class. Joey somehow ends up getting praised like a genius, even though he barely understands what's happening. Meanwhile, Monica, an actual professional chef, starts feeling insecure after receiving a bad restaurant review. That contrast creates some hilarious scenes because Joey is confidently celebrating getting an A, while Monica is having a full identity crisis over her cooking skills. And then there's Chandler, the king of sarcasm. Almost every scene becomes funnier because of his one-liners. Whether he's making fun of Ross trying to woo Rachel with wine and romance, or reacting to the insanity happening around him, Chandler always delivers the perfect sarcastic comment at exactly the right moment. One of the best things about this compilation is how natural the humor feels. Modern sitcoms often try too hard to force jokes every few seconds, but Friends succeeds because the comedy comes directly from the characters' personalities. Joey being obsessed with food, Monica needing control, Ross overthinking everything, Chandler hiding emotions behind sarcasm, Rachel trying to figure out life, Phoebe living in her own strange universe. Every joke works because the characters feel real. Even small moments become unforgettable. Joey risking his life to save a sandwich, Rachel accidentally ruining Monica's birthday flan, Ross struggling through awkward dates, the group fighting over cheesecake on the floor. These scenes sound ridiculous when explained out loud, but the chemistry between the cast makes everything feel iconic. And honestly, that's the real reason Friends became one of the biggest sitcoms ever created. The show isn't just about jokes, it's about friendship. No matter how badly things go, these six people always end up together in the end. They fight constantly, annoy each other daily, and create chaos everywhere they go. But they're basically family. Overall, this compilation is packed with everything that made Friends legendary. Hilarious misunderstandings, emotional friendship moments, iconic catchphrases, relationship drama, and complete chaos from beginning to end. If you're already a Friends fan, this video feels incredibly nostalgic. And if someone has never watched the show before, honestly, this compilation alone is enough to understand why millions of people still love these characters today. And let's be real. No matter how many years pass, Joey doesn't share food will never stop being funny.